in the company of the Ghana Dance Ensemble. Of course, mirroring our acknowledgement of our unique tradition and culture. That is it. Culture at its best, setting the tone for this all-important function. Ladies and gentlemen. Scenes of this nature are always beautiful and spectacular to behold. They climb the aisle. When they have their seats, we may also return to ours. So let's remain standing. In the next 30 seconds, the pain will be over. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for them. Please give them a hand as an appreciation of their presence. And at this juncture, I think we may all now resume our seats. Thank you very much. In case you're not familiar with this particular auditorium, of course, I believe everybody should know this is the Great Hall of the University of Ghana. But if you're not familiar, let me indicate that this is the Great Hall of the University of Ghana, the nation's premier university. I don't think there is anybody here who disputes that fact. Is there anybody here who thinks the University of Ghana is not the premier university? If you have that conviction, you would not be part of us this morning. On that note, we welcome you to the launch of the 60th anniversary of the Department of Modern Languages. This event is being streamed on YouTube, and so if you are internet savvy, I believe everybody is actually, you may want to share the proceedings or watch live on the University of Ghana's official YouTube platform. I want to read this out before we set the ball rolling. Just a brief story about the Department of Modern Languages. Now, it has evolved since it was first established in the year 1964. That was exactly 16 years after the University of Ghana itself was established, with the introduction of Arabic, Russian, Spanish, and Swahili to the Department of French Studies, which had been in existence since the year 1950. Professor Rebecca Posner, a former head of department between the period 1963 to 1964, suggested the idea of expanding the French department to include other foreign languages. Now, in the year 2009, Chinese was added to the list of languages taught in the department. The first head of the department was Professor Thomas E. Lawrenson, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's Pan-African ideologies, and his relationship with the Soviet Union at the time is believed to have motivated the choice of language that offerings at the department. Now, the story goes on to say that the first Ghanaian and longest serving head of department was Professor Reginald Amono, and that was between the period 1966 to 1980. I am jumping to the concluding paragraphs. The Department of Modern Languages has had a 60-year history of responding to changing tides by taking steps to modernize programs Its faculty has also adopted the tradition and customs of embracing the principles of working across disciplines and the pursuit of academic excellence. As a result of its outstanding performance, which has continued to improve continually in tune with changing trends, it has grown to become a dominant center of excellence in foreign language education. I'm bringing it to a wrap. The department offers 21 undergraduate and graduate programs, and this number of programs makes the department one of the biggest in the university. Each semester, the department offers not less than 70 regular undergraduate courses. And so that is just a brief, and looking at the milestone and the achievements, I think it's in order if we all appreciate with a round of applause. Not because we are too religious, but I believe it's important to welcome divine welcome address by Dr. Joanna Buampon, the head of the department. A round of applause for Dr. Buampon.
Your Excellency, Mrs. Harris, Registrar of the University of Ghana, Mrs. Emilia Ejei-Mensah, School of Languages, Professor Josna, Deans, Directors, Heads of Department, former heads of the Department of Modern Languages, college secretaries, senior members, members of the Department of Modern Languages Anniversary Planning Committee, sponsors, associates, friends of the Department of Modern Languages, staff, students, and cherished alumni, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Oh, good morning. It is an honor for me to welcome you on behalf of the faculty, staff, and students of the Department of Modern Languages to the Great Hall of our esteemed university, to the launch of the 60th anniversary of the department under the theme Celebrating 60 Years of Global Engagement, Language Exploration, and Cultural Understanding. Since its creation in 1964, with the addition of Arabic, Russian, Swahili, and Spanish to the already established Department of French, as our Honorable MC has indicated, and subsequently with the addition of Chinese in the year 2009, the Department of Modern Languages has distinguished itself as a powerhouse for carrying out research on diverse topics related to the theory and practice of languages, literatures, and cultures. It has played a crucial role in shaping global citizens who have moved on to thrive in diverse sectors of society, both within and beyond the board of communication, connecting people across cultures, continents, and time. They provide gateways for understanding cultures as we gain insights into the customs, traditions, and history of its speakers. They foster empathy and thereby broaden our perspective. They create an awareness of diversity and serve to preserve our traditions, our wisdoms, and knowledge, and thereby ensuring their survival. Ultimately, they enable us to meaningfully engage with the world beyond our borders, collaborate on international projects, and contribute to global debates. Over the past 6 decades, the faculty, visiting scholars, tutors, technical assistants, and staff of the department have dedicated themselves to generating knowledge and training students to acquire the above-mentioned skills and even more. They have worked tirelessly to cultivate brilliant and critical minds who have gone on to excel in diverse career paths such as academia, business and entrepreneurship, journalism, diplomacy, law, and even the sciences, to name a few. It's a matter of great pride to us in the department that for the past 4 years or so, it has produced at least one valedictorian in each of the graduating cohorts of students in the College of Humanities. Over the 60 years of its remarkable journey, the department has counted on the support of university management, the erstwhile Faculty of Arts, which is now the College of Humanities, allied departments, and various units of the university to carry out its mandate. It has benefited from collaborations and support from the embassies and countries whose languages are taught in the department, book donations, and the organization of cultural events, fairs, conferences, and seminars. It has received support from government institutions, international organizations, corporate bodies, and other entities. Still, it has benefited from the goodwill and support of its alumni, who carry fond memories of their time spent in the department, even though as students they thought their lecturers were too demanding, and recognize the value of the education and mentorship they received during their time here. The commemoration of the 60th anniversary of the department is especially significant as it marks the end of an era. As the last person to head the Department of Modern Languages, I would like to take this opportunity to express profound gratitude to past heads of departments on whose shoulders I stand today. Your leadership has been outstanding in carving an indelible mark in the history of the University of Ghana. Deep appreciation goes to the faculty, staff, visiting scholars, students, alumni, collaborators, and all who have contributed over these 60 years to bring the department this far. We open a new chapter. We hope to count on the deep sense of purpose and commitment gained from the past 60 years to attain even greater excellence. Once again, a warm welcome to you, and thank you for making time to be here today to share in this historic moment. Thank you.
Can we amplify the applause, ladies and gentlemen? Let's do it better. Thank you. Next is the Pro Vice Chancellor of Academic and Student Affairs, Professor Godwin Hawandari. A round of applause for Professor Godwin Hawandari. He is the chairperson for today's function.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you all. Madam Registrar, the Provost of the College of Humanities, who is also called the Dean of Provosts, Your Excellency, Ambassador Harriet Sena Sian Boatin, who is our distinguished speaker, and members of the Planning Committee for the 60th anniversary, our distinguished ambassador, newly arrived ambassador to Mexico, deans and directors present, heads of department, former deans and heads of department in the School of Languages, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you this morning to the University of Ghana, which the MC has already noted as the premier University of Ghana, the nation's hope and glory. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor, I warmly welcome you to today's function. Unfortunately, the Vice Chancellor is not able to be here today. She's one of you, and I know she would have loved to be here, but unfortunately, she's outside the country and asked me to represent her. Today, we celebrate a remarkable milestone in the history of the Department of Modern Languages. This is significant for both the department and the school because the school has been one of the flagship schools in the university, which has played a key role in maintaining a high reputation for University of Ghana in terms of delivering high-quality education and also promoting diversity in the university community. You have played an incredible role in connecting the university to the world and projecting the University of Ghana in a positive light. You have built partnerships which have benefited the university beyond your own school or department. Examples of these are many, including the Confucius Institute, which we all know has provided great opportunities for students and faculty of this university, but which is anchored within your services, which support and collaborate with the department. And I believe many of them are represented here. We thank you for your partnership, and we look forward to a continued collaboration over the next 50 years. We also wish to recognize the Department of Modern Language, the success of the alumni who you have produced. Today, we have one of them in our, to go on and have outstanding careers wherever they have gone. You continue to carry a huge teaching burden in the university, including running 21 programs at the undergraduate and postgraduate level. I am told you offer about 70, remarkable. Inadequate funding, inadequate infrastructure such as classrooms and office space for lecturers, base. University leadership is committed to supporting you to address these challenges. And the recent enthusiastic approval of your proposal to grow into 2 departments is evidence of management's commitment to supporting you to grow and overcome all your challenges. With the leadership of your provost, we hope to be able to address these challenges gradually, as you know that resources are limited across the university. While celebrating 60 remarkable years, we also recognize that you are in transition and looking to an exciting future. Starting from the next academic year, you will grow into 2 departments, the Department of European Languages, Russian and Spanish, and then the Department of African and Asian Languages, which include Arabic, Chinese, and Swahili. Therefore, I wish to congratulate you for the successes gained so far, and to wish you greater success in the next 50 to 60 years when we will come back here to celebrate even greater achievements. We hope that even as you grow into 2 departments, you would continue to work closely together to maintain the high quality of education that you have become known for, and for which the University of Ghana is very proud. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much, and I hope that your celebrations are very enjoyable. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can we do it better for Prof? Professor Gordon Awandari is the Pro Vice Chancellor in charge of academic and student affairs. We now want to hear formally from the Dean of the School of Languages, Professor Josephine Jahini Kwashi. Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, everyone. The Pro Vice Chancellor, Prof. Gordon Awandari, the Provost of the College of Humanities, Prof. Daniel Frimpong Ofori, the Registrar of the University of Ghana, Mrs. Emilia Ejay Mensah, our special guest of honor, Her Excellency, Madame Henrietta Sena Siao Boateng, Her Excellency, the Mexican Ambassador to Ghana, the Head of Department of Modern Languages, Dr. Joanna Boampong, coordinators of the various sections of the Department of Modern Languages, deans, directors, lecturers, invited guests, students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is with great joy and pride that we celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Department of Modern Languages. 6 decades of dedication, growth, and excellence in foreign language teaching have shaped the department into what it is today, a vibrant hub of language learning, cultural exploration, and scholarly pursuit, of foreign languages and cultural education. The department's commitment to fostering language proficiency and intercultural understanding has remained unwavering. Over the years, the department has proudly graduated thousands of students who have gone on to excel in the corporate world, academia, and various professional fields, both at the national and global levels. Their achievements are a testament to the quality of education and mentorship they received within the walls of the department and the university. And I must say, our special guest of honor today, it's a classic example of the product of. Due to its commitment to preserving linguistic diversity, the department has diligently sustained the teaching and learning of all the language it represents without relenting, even in the face of challenges such as insufficient human resources, financial resources, and space, to name but a few. The department makes the University of Ghana unique among both public and private universities in Ghana and West Africa, in that it makes UG the only university that offers Kiswahili at the tertiary level in Ghana. It is one of the 2 tertiary institutions that offer Russian, and indeed one of the few that offer Spanish, as well as the pioneer university in Ghana to offer Chinese. As we celebrate this milestone, we also recognize that to achieve higher heights, change is inevitable. Our 60th anniversary marks a transition into a new phase of development, where 2 new departments approved by the University Council in response to the department's proposal will replace the current department in the 2024-2025 academic year. We embrace this evolution with optimism, knowing that our legacy will continue to thrive in new forms. I pay homage to the university authorities, the current and all the past heads of department and colleagues who have worked tirelessly to nurture and shape the department over the years, not forgetting the various embassies who have supported us over the years. Their dedication, passion, and vision have laid the foundation for this tremendous success. On this special occasion, I extend my warmest wishes to the department. May our celebrations be filled with joy and reflections on our shared journey. Congratulations and happy anniversary to all members of the department. Anyeko.
What's the response for Anyeko? What is it exactly? Anyeko, you say yai, right? So I think we should do it again. Anyeko. All right. Ga is also part of the languages that we celebrate. Please put your hands together for the Dean of the School of Languages. Earlier, we heard from Dr. Joanna Boampon. She's the head of the Department of Languages, and then we've just heard from the Dean of the School of Languages. Before we move on, I want us to travel down memory lane to bring you up to speed with some of the heads of the department in that particular respect. Now, between 1950 to 1957, this is French Studies, Professor Thomas Laureson was the head of the department. Then from 1957 to 61, Dr. Harold Wardman, then Posner, 1963 to 1964. It's a very tall list here. When I return again, I'll bring you up to speed with all those who have led the department in the years gone by, because it's important that we acknowledge those who have held the fort prior to now. It's now time for us to listen to the remarks from the Provost of the College of Humanities, Professor Daniel Ofori. A round of applause for Professor Daniel Ofori.
Vice Chancellor, action of the launch of the 60th anniversary celebrations of the Department of Modern Languages, I would like to congratulate you on my own behalf and on behalf of the College of Humanities in the language gaps between peoples of the world. The university clearly acknowledges the contributions from faculty members, as we have heard from the Provost's speech and even the Dean's speech as well. So we know that through your hard work, you have brought together peoples and cultures and have been able to unite all of us over the past century through the singular function of language acquisition. There is no gainsaying the fact that the ability to speak a language is essential not only for communicative purposes. Learning to speak a foreign language is learning to see the world in a different light, to venture into unknown worlds. Languages open many personal and socioeconomic doors for us. They promote deeper understanding among people of different backgrounds, encourage tolerance of diverse cultures and civilizations, and ultimately provide one with an essential passport to becoming a competent global citizen. Through language teaching alone, the Department of Modern Languages has over the year curriculum. A lot has already been said about the contributions that you have made to academia in the fact that you have provided many students who have come top in the class in their various graduation classes. A key example being Caleb Setoglo, who was valedictorian for the 2022-2023 graduation ceremonies. Additionally, the Department of Modern Languages has also made us proud in the sense of representation of Ghanaian students who went to China for a year abroad program, where they distinguished themselves. I have no doubt that the program of activities for this anniversary celebration will create greater visibility for the Modern Languages Department and highlight its relevance to the outside world. A lot has also been said about your achievements, but the thing with achievements is that they are all in the past. So what I would like to challenge you and to charge you to look to is what you are going to provide for us in the future. So if the Department of Modern Languages has been able to host 5 languages, now that you are going to be divided into 2 departments, that means that we should be looking forward to a minimum of 10 languages from you. So what are you going to give us in the future? I shall be looking very earnestly to what new languages you are going to bring on board, because there are other spheres and other continents that you haven't conquered. And I look forward to receiving proposals from the department through the school for consideration for adding different courses to your programs. I have also noted a certain distinct lack of PhD programs in your department. If you are 60 years old, then you are more than a grandparent. So I expect to see many new things coming out of your department. I note from the first row that there are a lot of faculty from the languages, and from the way they are giggling and smiling, I know that they have accepted my challenge. I congratulate you on your achievements so that you maintain your dominance among the centers of excellence in foreign language education in this country, and these that have become common to us in Ghana. So I would like you to forge ahead and become the only university in Ghana that is offering languages like Japanese, Turkish, Portuguese, etc., etc. Thank you very much.
It's now time to take a breather. We are moving away from the speeches that we've been hearing all the while, and we want to treat ourselves to some good local melodies, if I have to put it that way. And so we have the Ghana Dance Ensemble. If they are ready, we are also ready for them. Can we do it for 30 seconds more? Round of applause. Do it better. Thoroughly enjoyable by all standards. That was an interlude by the Ghana Dance Ensemble. It's now time for us to hear the special guest. Don't forget that there is a special guest that would hand over the baton to the chairperson for today's function, Professor Gordon Awandari, to do us the honors of introducing him. Don't stop clapping until he has.
It's obviously a great honor to introduce Her Excellency, but the chair didn't tell me that I was going to do this. In Ghana's ambassador to the Kingdom, to the European Union, representing Ghana at all EU institutions in Europe, prior to her appointment for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. As a career Foreign Service officer of 27 years, notable among them is the Director of the Africa and Regional Integration Bureau, which has oversight responsibility for the Ghana's missions abroad in Africa. With her strength in negotiations at school, but more the nation's hope and glory. She graduated by her strong foundation in the University of Ghana. She was also awarded with Her Majesty's Chevroni Scholar at the Oxford University in England, where she did her master's in diplomatic studies and international relations. She is also a trained solicitor in legal practice in the UK and a qualified barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Ghana. Her Excellency is married with 2 children. She is a sports enthusiast, enjoys mentoring, and speaks French and English fluently. I wonder whether the speech will be in French, English, or Spanish. Your Excellency. Thank you.
Vice Chancellor responsible for academic and students affairs, Daniel Ofori, the Registrar of the University. I'm happy that we have a female Registrar, Madam Emilia Ajayi-Mensah, Dean of the School of Languages, Professor Josephine Jani Kwashi, Head of Department of Modern Languages, Dr. Joanna Buampong, who happens to be my mate. We graduated together. Su Excelencia, la Embajadora de Mexico. Bienvenida. Your good work. Faculty members and students, I'll stand on all established protocols. Distinguished guests, Maxwell Agbagba, I'm happy to see you in person. I've always heard you on Joy FM. Maxwell. He's busy. Maxwell. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I want to also mention that I have my colleagues here. We have Madame Bridget Jogbenuku, who studied Kiswahili and French. Eric, is Eric here or he left? Eric is here. We studied French together and went to Burkina Faso. He's also here with me. And as I said, Dr. Buampong also studied here with me. I just lost to the Republic of Cuba. I'd like to pay tribute to Ambassador-designate Amanoda Kumante, who is department. But we thank the good Lord for him. But view I find truly fascinating. As we celebrate 60 years of global engagement through language exploration and cultural understanding, you might be wondering how a senior public servant, now in security, like myself, ended up delving into the world of modern languages. Well, let me assure you, the path to cultural understanding can take surprising turns. Before this life, I traversed the globe, not with weapons, but with words. As a former language student and subsequently a diplomat, an astute one at that, I'm proud of that, I embraced the role of bridge building, using the power of communication rather than erecting barriers. You all must appreciate the power of communication and therefore appreciating languages. Let me begin this conversation in the words of the American anthropologist Ruth Benedict, who famously declared, Benedict sought to emphasize the need for humans of what others do, when they do it, where they do it, how they do it, and ultimately why people engage in activities, why they do things that they do. In the spirit, still in the spirit of Benedict's words, we come together today to celebrate 6 decades of a similar pursuit, fostering global engagement through language exploration and cultural understanding. Certainly, our understanding of other people's cultures would be better developed by delving into the rich tapestry of cultural elements that make them unique. You know, studying a language and studying linguistics, like Professor Dolphine taught me, like Professor Duffy taught me, and Professor Yanka taught me, language and culture are 2 interwoven phenomena that you can never extricate. Building on this foundation, as Ruth Benedict envisioned, true human development thrives on a deep understanding of one another's cultures. You know, when Professor Dolphine was teaching us phonetics and phonology, and then we would need that in the language lab as well, I asked myself, why must I bother to know the click sound, which, you know, if you studied probably the Southern African languages, you would be expected to pronounce well. And I ignored it. I just couldn't be bothered with it. And now, as a diplomat, I found myself in South Africa. I had to serve. I was always corrected, very embarrassingly, how to pronounce Tossa. It was just, you know, looking back, I said to myself, I should have taken my language pronunciation seriously. So for my dear students sitting here, you never know where you will end up. Please take each and every language oral class very seriously. So as I was saying, I want to focus on a particularly powerful tool that we need, and that is language. Language extends beyond mere spoken words and written words or symbols. It encompasses the intricate web of gestures and postures that shape our communication, spanning personal interactions, national dialogues, and international discourse. If you knew the Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright, that's the celebrated American diplomat, you would know about Read My Pins. Madeleine will wear a pin that is a brooch, which she's in, because she will sting you. So I just want to say that sometimes you don't have to say words, you don't have to make gestures. Even what you decide to define yourself also outlandish. When you're going to, then you would know that that day she was going to be strong at the negotiation table. So these brooches soon became her diplomatic. They are on display in museums if you care to. They are visual educational tools for cultural diplomacy. Ethnicity, beliefs, systems, cultural variations, and even age groups, they all leave their mark on how a language is spoken, how it is interpreted, and how it functions. My son always reminds me, you don't understand the Gen Zs. I hear you have your own language and your own parlance. We also had ours back in the days. So this cultural exchange experience, take for granted, that occurs in, we gain a deeper understanding and respect for each other's culture. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, evident when we compare regions where cultural understanding thrives to those where it falters. The prevalence of violence in our sub-region, for indeed, cultural understanding is a criticism that a global context shaped by values, traditions, and ways of communicating, frustration, or humor. That's where language we delve into a culture's soul, proverb, and sentence to identify a veiled threat, not through a translator. Travel within northern Africa, not northern, but in the Sahel region, and I hear somebody say, "Walai." The Ga language, which we so cherish, certain words are used very loosely and calmly, which you dare not use in other cultures or in other regions. So that is how to be able to differentiate cultures and languages, and what we do appreciate. Language exploration is not about fluency, though that is never a bad thing. It is about opening Gozayas Gozamas. That is how you greet. You should know one or two words in some languages so that when you travel, you about understanding greetings, recognizing idioms, and appreciating the cultural nuances woven into everyday speech. This knowledge of language fosters trust. When somebody hears you speaking their language, they trust you. It builds rapport and allows you to navigate complex situations with deeper empathy. Trust me, I've been there. There have been very complex issues abroad that we've had to negotiate, but with the power of language, it was done very easily. And that is what language does. Cultural understanding. When you go to Japan and you gift a melon, melons in Japan has importance. Here in Ghana, you just say watermelon. I was quickly corrected by Professor Yanka, said no, there are about 30 to 50, and in Japan, you have the king melon, and compared to any other, will teach you when you step somewhere what to do. It's in the same way you would be able to give cola in certain parts of the world and dates in certain parts of the world. When you know these things, it helps you to traverse pretty field. Sometimes the best defense, arrive at a border post. Just get to a border. And then they stamp your passport and you go. But sometimes you meet hostility if you get there, and I said earlier, understand the other side's language when you have to defend yourselves. This emphasis on cultural understanding translates into pragmatic language use, recognizing that what is considered appropriate or requirement for navigating the global landscape, international relations, in language training for their diplomats. We have the diplomatic corps here. I know that the Colombia Embassy offered us Spanish training in the Foreign Ministry. Thank you very much. I see my colleagues here. And so, country is trying to assist the interpreters, reduces the risk of cultural faux pas, and ultimately strengthens you assent. It means you assent. Missing in another range of knowledge. Theorizing the barriers that would exist without language, pursuing studies a cultural context, benefit from the ability to commitments, but also contribute to them, all the while strengthening spoken at length. The journey of language exploration requires, when we were here, that is when you can absorb a language. But the rewards are immeasurable. We celebrate 6 decades of global chorus of a language. In this spirit of global citizens, by embracing this pursuit, we, students, teachers, collaboration and contribute to a more peaceful in our spheres of influence, support exchange initiatives, and embrace every opportunity to learn new cultures through language exploration. Our provost has appealed to the university to make sure it adds much more languages to what we have now. We entered university after matriculation, the German class. So I had to take on Spanish as well. So let us not forget that our world is filled with diverse voices, each with its own story. Together, let us embark on this narrative journey, fostering cultural exchange and mutual progress for the future. On this happy and momentous day, Mr. Chairman and all on the podium here, may I humbly declare duly launched. Language. Let's give them another round of applause. Before I take my seat, I'd like to say asante sana. Spasibo, Sheng. Merci beaucoup, muchas gracias, and thank you.
Amplify for this all-important, the tone has properly been set. For an event of this nature, you would expect that would have and introduce and a speaker mistook me for Maxwell. I am a writer, a corporate MC. That is me. I am not Maxwell. I just worked with Maxwell with the academic affairs director here at the university. And then put your hands together for Dr. Samuel Kofi. Mrs. Emilia J. Mensah is the registrar of the University of Ghana. Please. Unless you are at the College of Humanities, please read Hassan Community, and I'll go ahead and acknowledge of time before I commit those blunders. Samuel Cleland is the cultural assistant from the Embassy of Peru. Josephine Banda, representing the Embassy of Peru as well. Josephine Banda. Yeah. It's not Telo. I left one. I don't want to. Thank you. Heads together for Liliana. Eric Kwache, I understand, is an alumnus. Eric Kwache. And a woman I have interviewed before in the course of my work as a journalist, Bridget Jogbenuku, is also in this country. Let's continue. We would proceed. Jose Luis Paredo is a professor from the University of Valladolid. Is he here with us? And we also do have in our company Maria. Okay, if I spell it, can you clap? I'll spell it, then you clap. Please put an hand for Maria. Maria is okay. Yeah, also from the University of Valladolid. It's now time for us to carry out a very important assignment. Now, if you look around, you realize that we have a designated logo for this anniversary celebration. The competition was thrown out, and a number of people participated in the scheme of creativity. We have a winner, the young man whose logo was actually adopted. If you do not respect him, today is the day you have to respect. Okay, Mr. Sessa, Professor Gordon Awandari, and then the Dean of the School of Languages. Every lady here may be looking for his number at the end of this function. He's a big guy, I tell you. It is his creativity that has given us that graphical, impressively charming outlook, the creator of the logo. Yes, I think.
Thank you. See the power of language. See how you are struggling to pronounce names. So, Prof, here's a student. Please teach him Spanish. Very good. So, he's taking you on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to do a logo inspiration. Let me stand here. On Kwame's, we are here, composition that symbolizes the department's 60 years of global engagement, language exploration, and cultural understanding. The logo incorporates elements such as the number 60, which we see, it's in blue and gold, intertwined with a ribbon bearing the word anniversary. It also has a globe and the abbreviation DML for Department of Modern Languages. Of course, you all know what the globe represents. Language is global. These elements are strategically chosen to represent unity, harmony, and cultural understanding, as well as the department's commitment to global engagement. The golden ribbon adds a celebratory touch to mark the anniversary. The logo is thoughtfully crafted to reflect the theme of celebrating 60 years for global engagement, language exploration, and cultural understanding. Let's give it up for Mr. Andrews Kwame Sessa for winning the Department of Modern Languages 60th Anniversary Logo Design Competition. You are presented here with a certificate of honor and a check of undisclosed amount. Congratulations.
It's an honor to be here this morning. I want to use this opportunity to thank the department for, I'm really thankful, and I know.
Thank you for being brief as well. Moods a little, but it's important for us to also recognize the company of the Mexican ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Norma Sanchez, ambassador of Peru, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for the Ghana Dance Ensemble. Honestly, I would have wanted for the proceedings to continue a bit more, but it appears that time would not do us that Wandari.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I believe we've had a very beautiful, crisp speeches. We've had beautiful performances from our Ghana Dance Ensemble here. We've had a very lively and enthusiastic audience. I see that the hall is now very full, which is good. We wish you had come earlier, but thank you anyway for coming so, enthusiastically and filling the hall. We've had a very thoughtful keynote speech delivered by our very charismatic great life to this event. So, Your Excellency, we are very grateful for your time and for those very thoughtful words which you delivered masterfully, as a distinguished diplomat would do. I think the message was one that resonated with all of us, that language is everything. How we communicate is everything. We can do that in many ways, including just our very posture and the way we speak, not only what we say, but how we say it. And so we are all enriched this morning by her very elegant thoughts. I want to commend the planning committee, the chairperson and her team. Let's acknowledge their efforts. I think they've done a great job in putting this together. Everything has been on time. We haven't had delays. Everything is, on schedule, and we finished in good time, which is a mark of good planning and organization. So we commend the team for such an effort. We also want to thank the entire college, the school, and all members of the department for supporting the team to start this anniversary celebration on such a good note. I see that there are many interesting activities planned. We hope that you would all participate actively and enjoy the activities that have been lined up. We want to thank all our partners from all the embassies who are here. We are very grateful for your support and partnership, and we look forward to continuing with this partnership and strengthening it, even as we grow into 2 departments where each of you would be in one department or the other. We thank the students for coming. You are the ones who would, go into the world and be, the evidence of the quality that we provide here. You are the ambassadors, just like today we saw with our guest speaker. We hope that you would enjoy your stay in the University of Ghana and in the School of Languages, and we look forward to you also coming back as distinguished alumni to join us celebrate the next milestone of the department. I thank you all and have a great day.
Thank you very much, Prof. All too soon, we have come to the closing numbers and indeed the effective end of today's function. But let me just run you through this very important announcement. First off, let's acknowledge the representation from the Embassy of Colombia. Please, the Colombian ambassador, right? They are all well and roundly represented. Thank you. This information is also very important. We do understand that a couple of souvenirs are outside for sale. There is a mug which goes for 25 Ghana cedis. The notepad is also at that same price. The pen is 10 cedis, and then the rest, I think, a thermo that is 70 Ghana cedis. I have to clarify this. The young man who received the award, we understand is representing the actual designer of the award, who is not here. So let's put that on record. Very important. It's very, very important. Okay. But of course, I mean, for having the courtesy to represent the absentee recipient, at least let's put our hands together for him as well. All right. Sorry, actually goes to him. On that note, we would call it a good Tuesday afternoon. But very last one, all students are expected to remain seated as the dignitaries walk out. I think we all understand what it is already. Great. If you get a brief, remain seated. On that note, the Ghana Dance Ensemble will walk us out of this auditorium. It's been a beautiful session. The dignitaries, please, you join. Okay, so the rest of us, thank you. Let's all remain seated. Now it's clear.